Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the Death Race. Today we've got round 2, groups 3 and 4. Kicking off group 3, representing Arlo Racing, it's Brian Watrous in his Tankinator called Blitzwing. Brian blasted his first round group, racking up 15 points. From Big Al's Diecast, The Fields is driving his Dodge van called Panel Van. He managed 14 points in round 1. From Fractal Panda Racing, it's FP himself in an armored truck called Ironclad. Panda had to win a second place runoff in round 1 to advance. And lastly, from Uncle Elvis Racing, it's Ryan in his Willis Jeep called Dump-O-Matic, scraping by round 1 with 8 points. Lap 1 with Brian in the fields up front, Fractal Panda and Ryan in the back. It feels like a fairly even start, and the fields gets around the outside to take the lead. They settle into single file as Panda gets into Ryan in the back. The Fields nearly wrecks entering the triangle, and here comes Brian, but the Fields takes lap 1. Ryan is third, Panda fourth. The Fields wins himself a big advantage by getting out front early, and he's just got to watch that stability as Brian was all over him watching for a mistake. The Fields of Big Al's Diecast up early. Fractal Panda takes the pole with Brian Watrous on the outside and Ryan in the fields in the back. Panda with a quick jump out of the gate, but the outside lane surges ahead to put Brian out front. Ryan spins in the back and may be off track. Brian barrels through the triangle and handily takes lap 2, followed by the fields. Uh-oh, Fractal Panda has stalled out in what is actually the fastest part of the track. We'll have to take a look at what happened. And sure enough, there's Ryan stopped in turn 2. Panda timed his start perfectly, almost leaping out of the gate, but as soon as they hit the flatter part of the straight, he slows significantly, allowing Brian to take the lead. Ryan spins out and nearly flips in turn 2, then Panda oversteers coming out of 3 and catches the wall. Brian in the fields making short work of Fractal Panda and Ryan so far, up by 5. Points underdogs Ryan and Panda up front for lap 3 with the Fields and Brian in the back. It's a dead heat and Ryan gets spun. Brian wrecks as Panda snowplows Ryan right off the track, the Fields right behind. It's a 2-car race as they come to the finish and Fractal Panda wins lap 3. In stark contrast to laps 1 and 2, lap 3 was nutso. Ryan takes the lead, but his heavy front end gets him sideways in front of Panda and Brian was unable to remain upright through turn 2. Ryan continues to slide through turn 3, catches his bucket on the infield, and Fractal Panda helps him the rest of the way off the track. The Fields clinches a spot in round 3, and Brian, now in danger, only 2 points ahead of Fractal Panda. Lap 4 with the Fields taking a victory lap from the pole, Ryan outside. Another close start, Ryan staying right with the Fields. Ryan spins out front and he and the Fields are sideways. Ryan rolls and they're single file. The Fields gets loose, collisions everywhere, and Fractal Panda wins lap 4, which will end in a triple DNF as Brian gets wedged in the finish funnel. Ryan finally finds his groove and puts up a strong battle against the Fields. The pair lose control, nearly causing wrecks in turn 3, and Ryan looks to run away in reverse but topples on the overpass. The field deftly drives around Ryan and everything looks to be going the Field's way until he spins on the final straight, nearly driving off the track. He gets smacked by Panda, then blocks Brian, setting up the solo victory for Fractal Panda, who really needed a solid win. And Fractal Panda, who only had 1 point after 2 laps, wins back-to-back to spring past Brian to claim second. He'll follow the Fields into round 3. Moving on to Group 4, it's Magic Mike driving an Ion Thresher called Liliana's Triumph. He won his round 1 group with 11 points. In the purple one, everyone's favorite Evo, it's Linkster from De Gold Dragon Racing. he stomped on his group in the first round with 15. In one of 4 ponies to advance for Monster Motorsports, Applejack is driving Winona, a Draftinator. And finally, we've got Hannah Mal driving Black Sunshine, a Shelby GT500 she drove to second place behind Pinkie Pie in round 1. Mike and Linkster start up front, Applejack and Hannah in the back. Linkster with the advantage, and Hannah tries for the shake and bake in turn 2. They get single file and everyone's chasing the Evo. Hannah all over Linkster, and oh, they smash through the funnel in a very close finish. Linkster gets a good push from Hannah, but it was all part of her plan as she guns it to try for an early pass. It doesn't quite work out, and the rest of the lap is a single file chase down the track. Then, who doesn't love a good finish funnel smash? Linkster looking to continue his dominance after 1. Applejack moves up front with Magic Mike, Hannah and Link in the back. A super even start, Mike flies out front and Applejack crashes in turn 2. Mike is on his roof and Hannah shoves her way past. Linkster gets by Mike as well, and Hannah Mal is going to take lap 2. Linkster's second. Mike aggressively taking position, sending Applejack over the wall, but immediately rolls himself. Linkster and Hannah tied atop the group at 7 after 2. Hannah will look to extend her lead from the pole on lap 3. A close start once again, and Applejack drives around the outside to take the lead. Linkster's wrecked, and Hannah is curbside in turn 3. Applejack wins uncontested, and I think this is going to be a triple DNF with Hannah and Linkster in turn 3. And Mike has come off track in turn 2. Hannah gets the initial edge in turn 1, but Applejack cranks it up, gets a nose out front, and zips off. Everyone gets loose and wrecks behind her, and this is going to get Applejack back in the race. She closes to within 2 of the leaders, while Mike will be mathematically eliminated. One more lap with the points leaders defending from the front row. Linkster with a quick jump, but they even out in turn 1, and Hannah drives ahead to take the lead. Hannah wrecks in turn 3, and Applejack breaks free. She will win back-to-back laps. Linkster second, and Magic Mike third. Another close start, and again the outside lane able to use their momentum to gain position out of turn 2. Hannah's fast, but is unable to successfully navigate turn 3. Linkster wins Group 4, and another come-from-behind victory as Applejack passes up Hannah to claim second. Congratulations to the Fields, Fractal Panda, Linkster, and Applejack. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 2 action of the Death Race.